Hi, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. So this reading I'm really excited about because a lot of people have asked me to do a reading like this, okay? We have Yoma Chato, who asked, please do a pick a card read on what career is meant for you. We have Invader Callie, who's asked, can you do a reading based on future careers? And Maramar Glam, who asked, what would be the perfect job or university career for me? Okay, so I've condensed all of those into what career is a good fit for me, okay? One thing I do have to say is that, you know, this is fun and everything, and this actually might help you kind of choose which route to take, okay? But please choose what makes you happy above all else, because just based on what I know personally, and what I've seen through my friends and my parents' generation and all of that kind of stuff, if you're not happy in your career, then it's just not going to work, okay? You know, well, for most people, okay? I'd say 85% of people and that's just a made-up statistic. It's just based on my observations. It's not going to work if you don't like it, okay? So we have 8 piles. Each read is going to go pretty quick, okay? And there will probably be multiple jobs that are kind of connected for each one, okay? So let's go ahead and tell you which piles are which. We have the Chimp is pile number 1. The Hippo is pile number 2. Pile number 3 is the Fox. Pile number 4 is the Frog. Pile number 5 is the Rhinoceros. Pile number 6 is the Zebra. Pile number 7 is the Giraffe, and pile number 8 is the Elephant. Okay, so while you guys are focusing on that, I just wanted to let you know that the cards that I've picked, there's one that's supposed to be a guidance card, 2 that talk about the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I understand that those are buzzwords for twin flame relationships. There's also a divine feminine and masculine in all of us, okay? We all have access to masculine energy and feminine energy. And I really felt like that would be a really good place to look at, you know, what are the parts of the whole there, okay? And then we have some just basic career-oriented cards as well, okay? So I just wanted to give you an idea of what you would get with this reading. And I'm going to try to, you know, get these going pretty quickly, okay? So that said, anything you need to know about me is in the description, okay? I'm not going to talk anymore. We're going to go ahead and start with pile number 1, but first I'm going to need to get some of these out of the way, okay? So we are getting rid of 5, 6, 7, and 8 for now, just so that we can fit all the cards here, okay, guys? I'll bring them back, I promise. Okay, those of you who picked pile number 1, the Chimp. All right. So we have the Trickster. This is a divine masculine, a laugh out loud. For the divine feminine, we have the Mother of Believers. Okay. I think it's pronounced Kadia. Okay. I apologize if I did not pronounce that right. For the guidance card, it's surrender to inner peace. You have, your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. So this might be an active job, okay? We have the Hunter and we have the Arrow. So let's go ahead and analyze these cards for you guys. Okay, so first off, we have this Trickster energy, okay? We have this Trickster energy, but I feel like there's something with this that kind of goes a little bit further, okay? So you might be really gifted in comedy, really gifted in connecting to the human spirit in that way. You might be really gifted at expressing yourself. I know that Trickster energy can sometimes be perceived as negative, but I don't feel like this is a negative thing. I feel like this is just somebody who's an entertainer, okay? So you also might be like an actor or an actress, you might be a producer, you might be a YouTube personality. You know, this is the kind of energy that I'm getting. Just somebody who's able to connect with other people and really draw out emotions for them, you know. You're able to evoke a certain emotional mood. And you do this through your masculine energy, okay? You're able to kind of, it's almost like you kind of punch at them so that they'll realize some kind of bigger truth, and either it's funny or it's kind of like, ooh, wow, you know, that kind of thing. So it's not just like for laughter, it's also to kind of, you know, I'm going to tell you, it's like, you know how directors will sometimes kind of trick the audience into thinking one thing's happening, but then you find out in the end that it's something completely different. It's kind of like that too, okay? You're really able to play with the psyche like that. So with Kajia, she's the mother of believers, okay? So this person is spiritually and financially abundant, okay? So this is letting me know that you're going to be successful in just about anything that you do, because you're just gifted in this area, and in your work and career area, you're really gifted at bringing about what you want in this area, okay? Some people are really, really gifted. You'll notice this if you look around your friends. Some people are really gifted in bringing about the love, you know, that they want. Maybe they just always have girls hanging on them or always have guys hanging on them, and you just don't even understand how, but that's just what they can do. Some people are really gifted at being parents and, you know, family people. Some people are really gifted at fixing things. You know, there's all sorts of different things. You fall into the category of people who are good at work. You know, no matter what work environment you're put in, you just happen to be really good at it, okay? So this is kind of letting you know that you do have some freedom here, okay? And I think that that's why this kind of performance energy is kind of coming up, is because, you know, people who have this kind of energy end up going into performing a lot. That's an area where not a whole lot of people are successful. But the ones that are very successful, okay? We also have this yoga card. And I already told you, the blurb here is your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercise. Another thing is that you might be into into health, okay? I would think this would be more like a physical therapist. This actually might be a yoga instructor. It might be somebody who teaches self-defense. It could also be somebody who's like an aerial performance or a dancer and stuff like that. We also have athletes in this too, okay? So understand performance here. It can be done in several ways, okay? And again, you're going to be able to manifest what you want in this situation, okay? We also have the hunter, so track down your fears and desires, okay? So this is really letting us know that what you want, you get. You hunt it down. You make certain that you get what you want, and you're not afraid to look at what you're afraid of, right? You're not afraid to look at things and be like, you know what? I'm afraid of that, but I'm going to still go with this, you know? I really feel like there is a strength inside of you, and I feel like that actually might come from having some anxiety in the past and living with that enough to know that you're just not going to let it rule you anymore, that kind of thing. I feel like there's a lot of strength that's been tempered by something like that, okay? We have the arrow, which this is just a symbol that's supposed to help you understand about your career and what kind of energy you might want to bring in, okay? And this is surround yourself with protective energy. Anybody who's any kind of like a performance art or, you know, like a yoga instructor, you know, somebody like that. This actually might also be like massage, healing, you know, that kind of thing too. I just want to mention that because I'm getting that too. You've got to have like a thick outer shell for some of it, you know? I mean, if you're really good, then you'll never see any negative comments or any kind of bad reviews or anything like that. But there is this kind of thick outer shell that you're going to need. Maybe you already have this and it's just kind of giving you the thumbs up that, yeah, this is needed in this particular field, what you're going to be going into. But this kind of protective energy is just like, you know, people are going to try to take advantage of you sometimes. Now, I understand that's true for everybody, okay? But for you, in this particular career, whatever you do, you've got to make sure that you're very, very aware that people can take advantage of you, okay? And you're, you know, if you do go the route of like, let's say a martial arts instructor, you know, this would make sense because, you know, what you're doing is helping people protect themselves and that kind of thing. So your guidance card is surrender to inner peace. And let me go ahead and read the blurb on here. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. So what this lets me know, because I know not everybody's likes to meditate, okay? Whatever gives you peace, okay? Whatever charges you up, whatever puts you in the zone. Do that, okay? Do that like most days of the week, okay? For some people, this might be exercising, gardening, painting, writing, you know, that kind of stuff. Whatever you do, make sure that you're grounded. Make sure that you're grounded in this habit or in this hobby or in this joy that you do, because when you will bring that energy into what you're doing in your career. Okay, guys? So this looks like a really fun career, okay? And if this is what you love, absolutely go after it. Okay, guys? All right, so we're gonna look at pile number 2, the hippo. All right, so we have the green man, guardian of Gaia. Okay, this is the masculine archetype. Okay, I know it's kind of weird, but this is a figure that comes up a lot in Celtic religion, Celtic tradition. The green man, this is somebody who would be maybe an environmentalist, somebody who's maybe a botanist, maybe a pharmacist. Okay, they're very in touch with what life can offer. Okay, they get their resources from nature. Okay, this is also, I mean, this is also somebody who might work with animals as well. Okay, but this is a very natural person, somebody who, for example, if this person might practice medicine, they would be more aligned with the naturopathy, you know, that kind of thing. I don't think I pronounced that right. I apologize. But it's like, you know, or if you would be a medical doctor, a general practitioner, or whatever, you'd want to try to heal the whole system, or you'd want to try to heal in a more conscious way than maybe traditional medicine has been for the past maybe 10 years or so, okay? It's kind of like that. I also see, you know, stuff like herbalists, okay? Somebody who might be really good with aromatherapy and make their own essential oils. You know, there's so much that can come from plants and nature to you know, like where you can really do a great job with that. So please interpret this to your specific situation, but I do feel like there's something about nature, something about flora and fauna that's going to be very important to your career, okay? And I do want to mention, this could also be biology, and I think I said this at the very beginning, but in case I didn't, this could also be like veterinary services too, okay? And let me go ahead and get the feminine here. So we have Saint Bridget. She gives endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring, you're gonna help inform people about something. Okay, so this kind of expands what I've already said, because what I've already said aligns with this message. Okay, that you're bringing light to the darkness. Okay, this could also be somebody who educates people about this energy. Okay, so that you could also be a teacher or a professor who educates people about this. You could also be a research scientist that is maybe into biology, into environment studies, and maybe even agriculture, that kind of stuff, you know, because again, this was really linked with, you know, plant energy and all of that kind of stuff, okay? So kind of keep that in mind. And then we have support. Your life purpose fully supports you. So, and we've got this symbol here. I believe this is the symbol for psychology, or it might just be the symbol for medicine, and I'm sure you guys will be able to tell me, you know, because I can't remember which is which, and I should be the one that remembers that because I was a psychology major, okay, but anyway, with the support, I just want to let you know that the job that you're in, no matter how much prestige is associated with this, because this could be like a big pharmaceutical company, for example, or it could be, you know, maybe somebody who wants to live by themselves and just be self-sufficient and not have a job, okay? I'm just kind of, you know, explaining the full range of what this could mean. you will be supported, okay? You'll be able to take care of yourself, okay? And have enough money to buy some things that you want as well, okay? So this is going to be fruitful for you. All right. We also have Oracle energy here. So again, you know, with bringing light into the world, you could be somebody who actually ends up sharing knowledge about this stuff and writes a book about like herbology. This could be somebody who, again, with the important information, which sharing that and giving people, you know, that kind of thing, you might be able to make predictions based on this kind of stuff. Now, when I say predictions, you know, it could be just as simple as you're such a good doctor that you know what's going to work, and you're like, okay, this will take care of you. You should be feeling better in 3 days. If not, get a hold of me. But then people don't get a hold of you because they're always feeling better, that kind of thing, okay? So do understand that this isn't, wow. This could have to do with meteorology too, conservation. You know, this could have to do with just literally being a weatherman. That's so interesting. I can't believe that I just got that. That's so interesting. I'm sorry. My son wants to be a meteorologist, and he's a genius at it, okay? Like, he has the world, he's got this app on his tablet that's like a super Doppler radar for the entire world, and he can look at it in any given time all over the world. And he tells me about how, like, oh, well, this cold air over here is going to clash and collide with this warm air over here, and that's going to start a tropical storm, and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I was talking to my husband. I was like, do you know if there's tornadoes in Australia? And my son, who is 7, he was like, well, theoretically it could happen because, you know, he started explaining it. I don't even know how he gets it, but that's why I'm, you know, and I apologize for the tangent. I know I need to be more brief. I've been told that I tend to chatter too much, but it's just funny that that's there. Okay, so we also have dream and journey with the drum energy, okay? So I think there's 2 things that this means. I think in one way, this means that you're kind of already on this journey. So really look at whatever field you're already in, whatever you're already looking at, and see how has this played a part in your career, or if you're retired, in your previous career, okay? And what can you take from this, you know, information to apply to your life in the future, okay? So keep that in mind. And another thing is, whenever I see dream energy, I always feel very compelled to tell people to really pay attention to their dreams, okay? You might have an important dream tonight or over the next few days that kind of clarifies this a little bit more. And then your counseling card is surrender denial. Let me go ahead and read this on here, and then we'll talk about it. Accept people and situations exactly how they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. Okay, so I don't see why you wouldn't be this kind of person to begin with. I think this might just be a reminder to you guys. But people who have this energy, okay, the energy where you're really in touch with nature, you're really in touch with the physical world, and just because it's the physical world doesn't mean it can't be spiritual. You know, I do want to mention that. And people who are in touch with light energy tend to see the truth. You know, they can't help it. They can't help but see the truth. But I feel like this is like, not just see the truth, but also see beyond it, okay? So I don't feel like this is so much denying the truth as much as it is denying that there would be any shadows left once you shed your light on it, okay? So this looks like very important work, guys, okay? Microbiology might also be something that's involved in this particular career. All right, guys. Pile number 3, the fox. Oh, the poor little fox. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and leave him like that, okay? Don't want him to. Okay, so we have Crusader. I stand for truth. Okay, so you really want, I mean, I feel like you really have a cause inside of you that you want to get behind, okay? And I also feel like you really want to share that with people, okay? We also have school. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. You might end up being a teacher. Okay, I'm sorry, this is the divine masculine. I want to kind of separate these. You might end up being a teacher, or you might need a little bit extra schooling in order to get to the point where you need to be in your career, okay? Let me go ahead. Okay, so your Divine Feminine, I am not going to try. Well, I guess I will. I apologize to anybody who... I apologize. I'm gonna try to just get through it. Yishi Sogyal. It's the Lady of the Lotus Born. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. So, we've got enlightenment. This is the Divine Feminine here, just so you know. We've got Crusader and enlightenment, okay? So I feel like you want to bring enlightenment to your cause, and you also want to be enlightened by that, okay? So that's a really interesting anima and animus energy there. With school, bringing enlightenment is part of what you do at school, okay? Either you bring it internally, like this card suggests, okay, by taking in information, or you give it externally by becoming a teacher, okay? This is a really interesting card. We also have Trader, okay? That doesn't mean not traitor. This also means that, you know, you understand the importance of energy exchange. This could be somebody who, you know, comes up with a product and ends up selling it, and the product has to do with something that is their cause, something about bringing enlightenment to the world. You know, I mean, this is all interconnected. You guys, please interpret these cards for your specific situation, okay? Because there are so many people watching this and so many different careers that I don't want to limit this to just what I'm saying out loud, okay? We also have take note of intuitive messages. I really, really feel like you guys are like a jack of all trades kind of person, because I mean, seriously, we've got intuition, we've got knowledge and light, we've got going after a cause, we've got school, we've got, you know, it's just, well, this makes sense because this is going to be your counseling card. We have surrender to success, okay? So the bottom line here is no matter what you go into, you're going to be successful in it, okay? Again, this is my own advice. You know, this is as a friend, not as a reader. Go with what you love, okay? Because that's going to ultimately bring you the most abundance, okay? But let me go ahead and read the blurb on this so that you can understand a little bit more, and then we'll talk about it. You're ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And isn't an exciting new world of possibilities so something that a crusader would do? I feel like there is also an energy about the people that pick this pile that supports like being a catalyst, okay? I feel like there's something about you guys that can really change the world, okay? And maybe you're changing it on a community level, maybe you're changing it on a personal level, or maybe you're changing it on a real like national or international level, okay? But I really feel like there's some kind of catalyst energy going on here where you're able to change people's minds, you know, or open people up to different possibilities, different ways of thinking, that kind of thing. I do feel like there's a lot of counseling energy in here if that's what you'd be interested in. I'm not getting like directly, oh yeah, this person's a counselor, you know, this person would go into psychology, but I am getting, you know, all the different elements that would be needed there, or in a social worker situation, that kind of thing is all here too. So do keep that in mind. I really think it's interesting that you got the moon energy though, because I do feel like there's a certain amount of intuition involved in this. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of spiritual aspect to what you're doing as well. For example, at school, it might be teaching at a religious establishment. Crusader might be leading a mission somewhere. So do keep that in mind, you know. This is really interesting, guys, you know. Yeah, so you guys are going to have some interesting energy work to do here. Okay, number 4, so those of you who picked the frog, we have first responder. Okay. We also, this is the Divine Masculine, okay? And this is, I am here to serve, okay? So this doesn't mean you have to be a literal first responder. And then we have Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. I'm safe and divinely protected. I'm held in love. at all times. Okay, so I do feel like you're the kind of person that keeps your head in a stressful situation, and you can go to action there. I feel like you are very moved to help protect people. Okay, so yeah, this could be a literal first responder. It could be somebody who is in the military or armed forces. This could be somebody who works in dangerous situations like rescue work. This could be like a first responder to natural disasters. This could be obviously a police officer, a nurse, a doctor, firefighter. You want to protect people, okay? But let's kind of get a little bit further further underneath that, because here we have also, this person could be in a job where you are protecting people whose rights are being violated, and you're responding to that, and you're saying, look, I'm here to serve these people, okay? So you also might have a really big heart for people who are in situations that are less fortunate, okay? So this doesn't have to mean a literal first responder in the way that we might imagine it. This could be excuse me, other kinds of situations where you're protecting people, okay? We also have body work. Your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. Exercise training does make sense with the traditional first responder energy. But also, anytime that you are stepping up to protect somebody else, if that's part of your job, then you are doing energy healing, okay? You're putting forth energy into helping somebody else have a better chance, okay? And that's energy healing right there, okay? So do keep that in mind. We have a shield maiden. I really feel like maybe this job for some of you guys is something that you've thought about doing, but you're not certain, okay, if this is what you should do. Make sure that you kind of like make plans, make small goals for yourself, and just focus on each small goal first before you get to the place where you want to be, because somewhere along the way you might end up kind of coming to the realization that, oh wait, I could go in this direction instead. Maybe I'm not supposed to be a first responder like a firefighter, but maybe I'm supposed to help people who, for example, who aren't able to live unassisted. Maybe that's something that I need to respond to. Maybe that's something that I need to protect, okay? That kind of thing. This could even be a lawyer, okay? This could be somebody who's like an attorney ad litem, that kind of thing, okay? And this could definitely be a psychologist, so there's a lot of different jobs that could fall under this category. All right, guys? We have mountains. I think that that's a really interesting symbol for you guys. And the message here is stand your ground, okay? So you're going to have to be in situations, and this makes sense with all the different energy we're seeing here. You're going to have to be in situations where you have to be like, no, this is what needs to happen. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to solve this problem. And then you move forward that way. I feel like you're going to have to be in a point of some kind of authority where you're going to have to where you're going to have to use that self-assertion to make sure that everybody's taken care of. That might be scary for some of you guys, okay? But just understand that, the more passion you have inside of you to help, the more you're building up your internal voice, and that voice will come out and surprise you sometimes when you feel that maybe one of your causes is threatened, okay? We also have surrender your fear of change. That's an interesting one. Okay, so this is the guidance card for you guys. All right, let's go ahead and read the blurb and we'll talk about it. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. Now that makes sense, okay? I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be working in situations where you don't know if you're making a really strong impact on other people or not. Okay, some of you guys are going to get direct feedback. Some of you guys, you want to help, you want to serve, but you don't know just how effective that is, okay? This might be somebody who works in a suicide hotline facility, or somebody who works as a dispatch officer, okay? Understand what you want, okay, to happen. And even if you're not the person who is, I guess, in control of that, the person who's actually administering direct hands-on assistance, you still can affect change, okay? And so don't be afraid that you're not effective, okay? That's the way I interpret this message for this group, okay? If this was a different kind of energy, I would interpret this as a little bit differently. I do feel like this is kind of like, understand that in this kind of work, you might be afraid that you're not making a big enough difference, you know? I have heard of a lot of psychologists get really, really upset and frustrated when they reach a point where they can't, where maybe one of their clients commits suicide or something like that. You know, things like that are very, very difficult as a professional to handle, okay? When we know that some injustice has happened, okay? When maybe somebody goes to prison and we know they're innocent, or maybe when we think, oh, if only I had responded faster, or if I had done this better, or whatever. You don't have to worry about this. The fact that you are putting yourself in there to serve is all that's needed. Okay, guys? Alrighty. So, this looks very, very important work, guys. Very, very important. Alright. Those of you who picked the rhinoceros, I'm gonna do I'm gonna sound very unprofessional, but I hope you guys are pile number 4. All right, we have the Maverick. I awaken to something more. And then we have the Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. This is really interesting. I think that you guys are going to be really, really independent in what your job is, okay? Let's keep going. Oh yeah, we've got freedom here. You're free to do what you choose. Oh, wow, that's so crazy. We've got the Hermit energy again. This is really interesting. See from a higher perspective. Okay, surrender to silence. Okay. All right, guys. You're supposed to be working by yourself, okay? That's what this group is being told, okay? You have the freedom, you know, or if you're working for a company or if you're working for an establishment, you're given a lot of freedom in your job, okay? You're given a lot of independence. Now that for some people might be like, I don't know if I can take that much responsibility and all of that kind of stuff. You will become accustomed to that kind of responsibility. I would suggest that if you are not an introvert, then it might be best to maybe look somewhere else, just because this, you know, this is, you know, you're free to do what you choose, you know. I feel like this card's for those of you who are like hermit energy, silence, you know, Our Lady of the Hermits, what? You know, if you're that person, focus more on the eagle energy and the maverick energy, okay? Otherwise, I think most of you will identify with most of this reading, okay? So here we go. The divine masculine, I'm a maverick. I awaken to into something more. I feel like you are able to do a lot of really incredible things. I feel like you're multi-talented, and I feel like you are able to do a lot of things independently, okay? You might be into sports, you might be into, you know, more hands-on things, some of you. But basically, it's like you understand. I think somebody told you along the line in your life that you could be whatever you wanted to be, and you believed it, okay? So a lot of people are told that, right? Not very many people believe it, but there was something about this person that told you that really stuck with you, okay? And that's what this energy is about. You can do whatever you choose to do, okay? With the feminine energy here, I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. This is somebody who takes their own self-reflection, their own understanding of themselves, and helps others through understanding and moving through every single nuance of their pain, okay? Not a lot of people can sit with negative emotions and be okay with that. I feel like you are able to sit with that because you know how important it is to go through every single bit of it. I feel like part of you is really attracted to that. I mean, and I don't mean attract like in a morbid situation, although some of you guys might be morbid, whatever, I don't care. I am sometimes. But I mean, what I mean is that you are fascinated with how resilient the human spirit is, and you want to share your knowledge of that with humanity. We have the Hermit, retreat and recharge, okay? I feel like there's an element about what you're gonna do that's kind of channeling energy from outside of you or through you, but you know it's coming from a different source, that kind of thing. I feel like you're very, like most of you guys are probably extremely intelligent, people that like to read, people like to do their own research and that kind of stuff. I imagine that you're probably people that don't expect that you would ever work for yourself, but some of you guys are going to be doing that, okay? The important message here, I think, for everybody, no matter what kind of energy you have, what kind of personality you have, it's the eagle energy, seeing from a higher perspective, okay? There's something about you guys, you know, you guys in particular, where you see the world very differently from other people. Most people don't see the world the way that you do, okay? And that is a really important gift to share to other people, okay? You can help bring more awareness to other people, okay? The energy I'm getting here is very much in this. This could be any job, okay? It could be anything. However, one of the things that I'm getting a lot is like a life coach or a writer. You know, I'm getting somebody who, you know, maybe a musician even, somebody who expresses themselves after deep reflection, somebody who comes out of that and is able to express themselves. Maybe you're a motivational speaker, maybe you lecture at a university, that kind of thing. You know, that would be the kind of energy that I'm getting here, okay? But please apply this to your own life, okay? And again, you guys have a lot of freedom here, okay? So we have surrender to silence, okay? This is, you know, we've got hermit energy like 3 times over, guys. This is pretty amazing. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let's go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. I think some of you guys might actually end up being counselors or maybe solicitors. Somebody who is able to truly listen to what a person needs and then process that and give them what they need back, okay? Or give them the insight or the advice that they will need in order to move forward in that situation, okay? So I do get a lot of counseling energy as well. I do feel like you are very wise. You know, I mentioned intelligent. You know, just because we have knowledge doesn't necessarily mean we're wise, right? I feel like you actually do translate that knowledge into wisdom. And if you feel like you're not a very wise person right now, that's coming. Okay, you've got to spend some time really reflecting on things that have happened to you. I feel like you have very Kurt Vonnegut mentions this in Slaughterhouse 5. I feel like there's been a lot of enormous forces at play in your life. He uses enormous forces in one of the chapters, one of the very first chapters of that book. And I feel like enormous forces have kind of been drawn to you. Maybe you're somebody who's experienced a lot of death compared to your friends or your peers. Maybe you're somebody who's experienced a lot of sadness. Maybe you've experienced a really exceptional situation, okay, guys? But basically, where we are right here is that there is something inside of you that the world needs, okay? The world needs for you to be you. This applies to the extroverted energy too, okay? Not just the introverted energy. There's something inside of you that is really like a divine spark that needs to be shared with other people. Now, you know, you can say, oh, well, yeah, that's true for everybody. It's like, okay, yeah, that's true. It's true. We all need to be ourselves. But for you guys, it's like that is your calling. Okay, that is your calling. That's your focus, is to really focus on that. You know, you need to really look within for what you're supposed to do. I know that's kind of a non-answer, you know, and I feel kind of bad that I have to be like, well, you can choose whatever you want, you know, but I do feel, again, I do feel like this could be teaching, this could be life coaching, this could be counseling, this could be a solicitor, this could be, you know, a lot of different things, okay? And I just don't want to limit that, you know, because I really feel like you guys are exceptional people. So I don't want to just lock you into a little box and say, well, this is what you're supposed to do, okay? So yeah, you guys are going to go very, very far. Stay true to yourself, okay? We're going to do the zebra next. Okay. Hi. Those of you who picked pile number 4, hopefully you are also the zebra. I have, I moved them aside so that I could get enough space, and now I've forgotten who's who. So you have a mentor. This is your divine your divine masculine energy is mentor. Mentorship is a vital part of your life. We have, oh, I love this one. This is my favorite one from this deck. We have Lala. This might actually be pronounced as Laya. Okay, I just want to say that. This is a saint of spoken words. What she says is, every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my own story. That's so beautiful. I love her energy. So your divine masculine is mentorship, okay, being a mentor, and then your divine feminine is you know, is sharing, you know, sharing your story, okay? So this is very well aligned. This is a very beautiful anima and animus here, okay? We have studying, research, reading, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. So I do feel like what you do, you're going to either need some training about it, or you're going to need some schooling involved in that, okay? This doesn't necessarily mean it has to be really a really long, it might not mean that you need a degree, for example, but it's like you need some kind of certification to do it. And I also feel like there's an aspect of this that's also involves self-study, like doing your own research and that kind of thing. We have Mirror Guardian, which says to take time to reflect. Okay. We have the stag as your symbol, which says trust and thrive. And then, well, this is an interesting one. So your counseling card is surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. Okay, I really feel like this actually is just letting you know that the more feminine side of this situation, of this, you know, anima and animus is more dominant and should be honored just a little bit more, okay? Now, I kind of hesitate in saying that because in psychology, we're told, for those of us who appreciate the psychodynamic approach, that the anima and animus work best when they're balanced, okay? But this might also just be an alert letting us know that maybe you're not as in touch with your feminine energy, and maybe that's what's going on here, okay? So I do want to mention that. It looks like you're here to teach. It really does. It looks like you're here to teach. You're here to speak to other people. You're here to help other people reflect on what they're supposed to do. This could be a guidance counselor. This could be a counselor in general. There's so many things that you can do that has to do with this. It could be a hypnotist. This could be a minister. There's so many different things here. You know, trust and thrive, I think, is just something to look at when you are trying to figure out, like, what should I do? It's like, what do you trust yourself to do? What do you feel, like, trust that inner voice. Trust your own your own insight into yourself when it comes to what you want to do, you know? Of all of the piles that I've read so far, okay, this has been the most vague, and it's a little frustrating for me because I feel like I'm not giving you an answer. But the answer here is we've got mentor energy, we've got studying, we've got reflection. Your career is going to have to do with that kind of stuff, okay? It's going to have to do with spoken word communication of some sort, okay? I'm just brainstorming here. This could be like a journalist. It could be a, a journalist, a reporter. This could be somebody who is writing a book. This could be a teacher. It could be a counselor. It could be a social worker. This could be somebody who, this could be somebody who even does research. It's just what you're doing is helping other people understand things better. And I know that's so vague, but it's like there's so many people that are probably watching this particular choice that it's like I can't really get more specific than that without going into a private reading, right? So the general energy is telling me, just leave it as it is. That's what I need to say, okay? And I think that you just need to apply this to your own situation, okay, guys? You did get my favorite goddess, though, so that's good. All right, those of you who picked the 5th pile, here's the Giraffe pile. We have Emissary. Okay. We have my Bago, the Warrior Saint. I'm a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. Okay, what a beautiful Anima and Animus, Animus and Anima pairing here. Okay, so we have I am the dream, right? We have somebody who is being a catalyst for change, somebody who's going around sharing insight with other people, and and we have this, it's like you're giving people support and you're giving them resources. I really feel like you're somebody who would go into medicine, go into a helping career, going into nursing, going into psychology, going into mission work, spiritual counseling, things in that nature. Please apply it to yourself, okay, too. If there's something that you're doing that I'm just not thinking of that does have this energy in it, then that's what it is. Okay, yeah, and this is good to know. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Okay, so most of you guys that are here on this particular video, on this particular reading, you're here to kind of get some, just get some confidence that, yeah, you're doing what you're supposed to do, okay? We have Direction Guardian, choose your path, okay? So, yeah, you've already chosen your path, I feel like. Or it's in your heart already. So, you're on the right path, choose your path. You have some kind of direction inside of you. You have some kind of compass. Your own internal compass is telling you where to go. Choose that, okay? Whatever it is, choose it, because, what you do is you are able to bring your dreams into reality, okay? We have the Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace, okay? This definitely goes with the divine feminine and masculine that are coming up, okay? The Anima and Animus energy. We have, again, the warrior saint, the peacemaker, right? And we have the emissary who brings peace to the world, okay? And is a positive change for the world, okay? And brings people together. This card is supposed to be your counseling card, and it is surrender to creativity, okay? The blurb says, let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. So again, we have the dream. I am the dream, that kind of thing. You guys are able to bring an incredible amount of consciousness to the world, and raise that consciousness through the work that you're in, okay? But you're already on the right path. So I would say, if you're in a fork in the road, okay, and you don't know if you should go with this one or that one, and you pick this reading, I would say go with the one that is going to make you happier, because I don't feel like you could choose the wrong path. I feel like it's more about the intention. It's more about this wanting to help people. that's more about what career you're supposed to be in, or help animals, or help, you know, help children, that kind of thing, that has more to do with what you're supposed to be doing than actually what you do, okay? Because whatever you decide to do, you're going to be able to reach this objective, and the objective is so much more important than how you decide to express that. Hopefully that makes sense, and that creative force inside of you is very, very powerful. So you do have the ability to create a job for you that fills all of this, okay? So some of you guys might end up being independent, you know, and working for yourself, all right? Okay, hi, those of you who picked the elephant. You are the last pile here. We have corporate shaman. I value the triple bottom line. This is the masculine energy you guys have, all right? The idea about this is that you can move from situation to situation, and you're very effective, okay? You're very, very effective. You get stuff done. It's like you see what people need, and you immediately meet those needs, okay? Now that can you know, yeah, okay, corporate, you know, it can have to do with that. It can have to do with business. But I think it's also like, you know, anybody who's effective in their job is able to see that, okay? And is able, you know, to, I mean, anybody who's effective in their job has this kind of personality type where it's like, I can get this stuff done. It's like whatever I put, you know, whatever you are put into, you can do it. Okay, and you have that confidence, and I feel like that's really, really important. I mean, I feel like that's an important character trait for everybody, but I feel like that's really important to what you do. All right, and then, okay, so we have movement here with this. I believe this is pronounced Rabia, the queen of saintly women. I'm in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. Okay, so again, we have the anima, the female energy, the divine feminine inside of you is very flexible, okay? The divine masculine inside of you is like a shaman. A shaman moves between worlds, okay? So you guys might be traveling a lot, or you guys might be talking to a lot of different people. You guys might be in a job where you have to go to different kinds of places, okay? So you could, for example, you could be in sales, or you could be somebody who's into pharmaceuticals, for example, and you need to make sure that you can distribute it everywhere, okay? It's just somebody who can do multiple things. You guys might actually have a job that has like a couple of tasks involved, okay? For example, I'm just using myself as an example. For example, maybe you are a YouTuber, and you also have a product that you can sell, and you also have a service that you can sell, you know? That's kind of like, you know, playing a few different roles, okay? I feel like you're gonna have a lot of different hats. We also have you heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. I think some of you guys are going to be writers that are able to write about a lot of different topics, or in a lot of different situations, okay? Some of you guys might actually literally be writing about shamanism, or writing about moving in between worlds, okay? So if you're like a fantasy or a science fiction writer, that would be your thumbs up, like, yeah, that's it, you know? Or maybe you move between worlds because you do a lot of biographies on people, or like memoirs, you know, maybe you're a ghostwriter, that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense with this energy, okay? We also have the star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Okay, so you guys are really in touch with who you are, and I can definitely understand why that would feed your confidence here, okay? So really use yourself as a guide, but just know that what you're doing is interacting with multiple layers of a job, okay? You're not just doing one thing, okay? So spring, set your seeds to grow, okay? So that lets me know, seeds, you know, there's multiple jobs that you're going to be doing at once. I feel like this is something, for example, this might be something that is built into your career. I'm trying to think of a really good example of this that isn't myself, because, you know, I've kind of built my own thing where I do different things, but this might be somebody who is a general practitioner, right? Who may work with work with adults, children, you know, or maybe emergency room, like emergency staff that works with all sorts of different kinds of emergency situations, medical emergencies, that kind of thing. It's like you're doing multiple things and you're able to move between those things very easily. You know, we've got movement, we've got shamanism, okay? We've got setting your seeds. You know, so there's multiple things you're doing, okay? You know, it's kind of interesting because it's like I was about to say, you know, these are really high energy people, but actually you might not be a very high energy person. And you might just be like, okay, I know that I can do this well, and this is connected to this, and this is also connected to this, so I'm going to do all three. You know, it could just be that you're really good at kind of building maybe a brand or something like that, okay? You could be in marketing, actually. This card, surrender your attachment to results. This is your counseling card. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. A lot of people know this principle, okay? And I think this is just letting you know that you can do so many different things that it's not like you're going to succeed in everything that you do, but you will succeed in mostly everything you do. And that is a lot more than what most people can say, okay? So this is actually very, I mean, I like this one the best, you know? There was one previous that I was like, ooh, I like that one, but this is actually the one that I like the best, you know? I would hope to get this one if I was doing this particular reading. So like, yeah, you're very flexible. You've got this. I mean, really, you guys totally got this. Alright guys, thank you so much for staying until the end of my video. I hope you did enjoy it. I enjoyed doing it. I know that it was a really, really, you know, important reading for me to do since so many people were asking me about it. And I hope that it was insightful and accurate for you. And I want to say that I will definitely see you tomorrow for the general love reading, and I will probably also put a bonus video out, a bonus pick a card this weekend like I did last weekend, okay? So, that said, I will see you tomorrow for my general love reading. Thank you.